Ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention. Did everybody get enough to eat? Yes? Your bellies are full? You feel better? Yes? Excellent. That was... Well, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you made it to the bar to get a beverage for the toast. But before I hand the microphone over to the matron of honor and best man, we're going to have the father of the bride, Mr. Jeff Smith. I want to turn it over, and the floor is his at this time.
Thanks, Mike. Welcome again, everybody. We're so thankful you're all here to celebrate with us. It's a great night. We're so happy for Amanda and Mark. I'm going to talk a little bit about Amanda, and then I'm going to segue into Mark. When Amanda was born, I know I'm starting early, but I thought to myself, what am I going to do with this little girl? I don't have a clue on what to do, how to raise her. But you know, on the first day I saw her, I fell in love with her. And the second day, she had me wrapped around her little finger. You know, she's always been a little on the sneaky side, though. And she didn't let on that she knew she had me wrapped around her finger. I remember when she was on the basketball court, and she was sneaky there, too. When the ref turned his back, boom, elbow. When we met Mark, we knew he was different. Not in a good sense, You know, he was an exceptional person, we could tell right from the start. He wanted to meet us, go to church with us. We thought, wow, this is different. We're so glad they both didn't settle. You know, you could talk about Mark's accomplishments, his great basketball prowess in the high school arena, the college area. But that's not what impressed me about Mark. Because when I saw Mark and we went to the Beaver Creek basketball games, I saw a side of him I just didn't realize. He had relationships with these players. He cared about these players. He's got a heart of gold. That's what impressed me. There was a guy that most people would probably avoid, an older gentleman. He's had some issues, I guess. Mark gave him a ride to the games and home. And just told me so much about Mark. Anyways, you all know they met at a country concert, 2018. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to try to do a rap song. Can a 62-year-old rap? I don't know. Corey's the rapper, and I think Mark is too. But anyways, I'm gonna relate the day they met at the country concert in Fort Laramie, rap style. Here we go. They met in the summer of 2018. He was looking pretty funky in his cutoff jeans. They were having trouble making a connection. The cell phones were out. They couldn't get no reception. Bubba said, "Hey, Mark, just got me a text from my friend Kyle Corbin. He ain't here at the fest. He said he's got a girl he wants you to meet." But Mark said, "I'm over here. I'm sucking the cheap seats." "I'm way over here, stuck in the cheap seats." Elise told Amanda he meets all your criteria, so that should take out all the hysteria. They finally met. Mark tried to inquire, but Amanda said, "Shush, Eric Church is on fire." Shush, Eric Church is on fire. You know, the Lord works in mysterious ways, even at a concert that goes on for 3 days. When the music stopped, they really hit it off. So friends, thanks for coming to the Hess Tip-Off. The Hess Tip-Off. I'll now hand it over to Nate, the best man.
Thanks for letting me follow that, Jeff. Appreciate it. If there is anything I'm going to get right tonight, I do want to quickly just give one more warm welcome for the next most beautiful ladies in the room tonight, and that'd be Deb and Margaret Ann, the mothers of the bride and the groom. Can we give it up for them? So, some of you know that this is not my first time doing a best man speech. And for those of you who have listened to me before, you probably are just assuming that I'm going to say a couple nice things about Mark, and then I'm going to make fun of him for about half the speech. So, Mark, I have too much respect for you, buddy. I got so many good things to say about you, so I'm only going to make fun of you for about a third of the speech. So I just want you to know that. But I met Mark in 2007. He was hired onto the basketball staff at Willard, and we were both going into our first years of education, Mark being a math teacher and me being a school counselor. And within the first month, the city of Willard loved Mark. They embraced Mark. And in a small town, Mark fit perfectly with that community. And 2 years later, I just so happened to be in Columbus with Mark. I was in a different district, and Mark was, by that time, he was in Olentangy. And I've been close with Mark ever since. And every place Mark has gone as far as working and coaching, I've been fortunate to be one of his best friends. Hey, guys. And I will say that everywhere he goes, it's the same thing. Everybody loves Mark. He has a contagious personality. He has the true ability to see the best in everybody, but also make the best of every situation. He's just an incredible person, and you know, what Jeff said, I completely agree with as far as just his relationships with everybody. That's what he does. And so, Mark, you are also the heart and soul of our group of friends. I'm so proud of you for where you are right now. These last 12 years of knowing you, you have meant so much to me. Quick story, 6 years ago, my wife and I, we became parents to 3 amazing children. I was excited, but I was also scared. And other than my wife, Mark was right there with me, giving me the love and support and encouragement that I needed. And I'm forever in debt to you for that. I can't say enough how much I appreciate you, Mark. I know you're going to be an amazing husband. Amazing husband. Not only for the person you are, but I can't think of another person better to teach you what love and marriage is all about than Jim Hess. So I just wish you guys nothing but the best. And the other thing I just want to go ahead and say is Mark has always encouraged me to take on my passions and pursuits in life. And I don't know if any of you know this, but I am a up-and-coming poet. And so I thought it would just, you know, I just thought that you would love for me to bring my poetry skills to this wedding. And so I'm not going to rap it. I can't beat Jeff, but I do have some things I'd like to say to you. You know, there are a couple digs at you, but that's because I love you. But anyway, if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and say a few things. And Mandy, I apologize. I didn't have enough time to get this framed. I thought maybe you'd want this over the mantle of your new house that's coming up. But this poem is called The Hess I Know. If you guys, so every fourth line is like a joke. If you guys could just laugh at the joke, I appreciate it. Thank you. When Hess asked me to stand by him for this special day, I thought, wow, I'm such a lucky fella. But after hearing part of my speech that came out last night, Mark then thought he'd rather have a case of salmonella. My wife says, he just writes nothing but mean things, and because it rhymes, he calls it art. But then everyone giggles, chuckles, and laughs, just like at church when you hear a fart. So where do I start at taking digs at Mark Dean Hess? Well, I'm sure it was hard for Mark to relate to other kids way back when. But who can fault a guy for feeling a little different when at age 9 you were 6'2" and weighed 310? I know it's hard to believe, Mark. You used to be a little plump. 310 is a stretch. I don't know how much he actually weighed. But when I saw a pic of him with his Little League teammates, I couldn't help but wonder, how many times did he fail second grade? Fast forward to 2007, when Hess met our group. We talked about sports over a couple of beers. We were so excited to have another cool dude to hang with until we walked into him lip-syncing Britney Spears. It was actually Fergie, but nothing rhymed with that. Yeah, so. And then last summer, Hess met his perfect match. I mean, Mandy, quite easily one of the coolest chicks. Though after their first date, she went back to her friends, saying he's cute, but he just kept talking about the Cowboys' draft picks. But a second date was accepted to the Olive Garden, known for great pasta and wine of all sorts. And when Hess picked her up, he said, "You look beautiful in that dress." She said, "Thanks, Mark. I like your Duke basketball gym shorts." After their meal, Hess winks in Mandy's eyes and said, "Let's top this night off like we're in a dream." Mandy says, "Mark, stop it. I'm a lady." Hess says, "What, no gummy bear ice cream?" Through God's love and good fortune, we all know how this love story will end. Mandy, there are so many things I love about you, but my favorite is how happy you make my best friend. Thank you. Now let's raise our glass as I say a toast. I wish you the best as this new journey begins, a future with love, laughter, and grace, and of course, many Trojan basketball wins.
That's right. Give him a round of applause. Well, next up, ladies and gentlemen, our matron of honor, Miss Cassie Hundley.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm just going to go ahead and apologize in advance. I do not have a poem and I do not have a rap, so just sorry for that. But I just want to start by saying my name is Cassie, and I'm Amanda's matron of honor. And is Amanda not the most stunning bride that you guys have ever seen in your life? Like, come on, give it up for her. I'd just like to thank you all for being here tonight. I know Mark and Amanda are just so incredibly happy that they can share this special moment with all of you guys, all of their closest friends and family. So just a real big thanks for you guys all for being here tonight. Also a big thanks to Mark and Amanda's parents and their families for hosting this beautiful celebration. It truly is a magical representation of the love that they have for each other. And then lastly, I would like to thank mine and Amanda's family for the first time in Smith Crawford history for showing up on time. So thanks, guys, for that. So like I said, guys, my name is Cassie, and I'm Amanda's baby cousin. For those of you who do know me, may know me as Amanda's bestie, her wing woman, partner in crime, or more simply, her sister. I've had the pleasure of adventuring through this crazy life with Amanda for 24 years now. And it's been 24 years filled with lots of love, laughter, tears, awkward puberty years, stolen clothes, mainly on my side, bad dates, shopping, and more shopping. If those of you who have seen Amanda's closet know exactly what I'm talking about. But besides teaching me all the ins and outs of how to be a professional shopper, Amanda has always been my role model growing up. From a very young age, she mentored me as a basketball player, playing basketball, or as Mark likes to call it, hoops. She taught me how to curl my hair, which for those of you who knew me when I was younger, knew that I was always running around a mess with my hair looking like a boy, so thanks for having my back, sis. She demonstrated to me what it looked like to surrender everything to the Lord when her life got difficult. And most recently, she showed me what the true support of a sister looked like when she stood by my side on the most important day of my life. So today, as I stand up here on her most important day of her life, I'd like to share with all of you 5 of my favorite things about the beautiful bride that made her the world's best friend, and I know is going to make her the world's best wife. So number 1, her sense of adventure. This chick is always up for something fun and adventurous. She's always wanting to try something new. So most adults for their birthdays do something along the lines of dinner, a movie, and if they're feeling kind of crazy, maybe a small surprise party with their friends, but not her. A few years ago, she wanted to go hiking, canoeing, and this is the killer, horseback riding. And we're all up here like, Amanda, this is crazy. But what did we do? We packed up the car and went with her. And although it was a hot, sweaty, and crazy weekend, it ended up being one of the best weekends that we had in a while, so we had a lot of fun. So I always thank her for pushing me out of my comfort zone and really pushing me to go on more adventures. Number 2, her contagious laughter. So Amanda can laugh at just about anything. And when I say anything, I mean everything. So this includes the times when she probably shouldn't be laughing, when it might not be appropriate to laugh. So Mark, if she laughs at your tears and pain, don't worry, she does it to all of us. So you're not out of the loop there. So growing up, just a fun little story. Growing up, we used to sit at the dinner table next to each other. We hung out a lot growing up. So we'd sit at the dinner table next to each other, and she would always look over at me and give me this funny look, and I'd look back at her. And we were really young, so we didn't know what we were doing. And I'd look back at her, and then we would just start busting out laughing for no reason whatsoever. And it would last for, I kid you not, 20 or 30 minutes. And we would just keep laughing. And this is Amanda's laugh. It's contagious. It goes viral. You just want to laugh with her. So we would get in trouble. And this would last for a while until Deb would finally her mom would give us that, I'm serious, guys, you really need to calm down and eat dinner voice. But it's the same laughter, the same contagious laughter that has got me through some of the most toughest moments of my life. So it really is contagious, and I really do love your laugh, Amanda. Number 3, she's so protective of her family. I cannot tell you the number of times that I've heard her say the lines, "You can mess with me, that's whatever, but don't you dare mess with my mom." She truly values her family and would do anything for them. Number 4, her determination. So a few years ago, Amanda and I decided that it would be a good idea to run a half marathon. And it actually didn't become a bad idea until about mile 11. So mile 11 was my breaking point. I was in tears. I was hurting. My feet hurt. I was just a mess. I was at the brink of quitting on mile 11. For those of you who don't know, half marathon's a little over 13 miles. So I was so close to being done, and I just wanted to quit. And I can hear the words to this day, Amanda looking over at me as I'm crying. She goes, "Cassie, I'm not letting you quit. We have not come this far for nothing. So quit crying and keep running." And honestly, her determination and strength was the only reason that I crossed the finish line that day. And then lastly, number 5, her faith. As Proverbs 31 says, she is clothed in strength and dignity, and she can laugh without fear of the future. She lives fully convinced that God is able to do whatever he promises, including sending her the most perfect man to marry. So Mark, as today is the first day of your Forever with Amanda, you will spend the rest of your life discovering your own new favorite things about her. And while this list may be a completely different list than mine, I think we can both agree on this. Being married to Amanda, your life will be an adventure. There will be good times and there will be hard times, but through it all, her laugh will brighten your day, and her fun spirit will make the journey more enjoyable. And during the time when life gets tough, She will stand firm in her faith and always remain determined to protect, love, and serve you as her husband and the future family that you guys have together. Mark, I'm so excited to officially welcome you into our family. I say officially because it feels like you were part of the crew the first time that Amanda brought you around. So I'm sure you've heard by now one of the family jokes that we have about Amanda's high standards for her future husband. Excuse me. She always talked about how she just wanted to find a tall, attractive, prior college basketball player who had a useful degree and who also served the Lord. And all of us would look at each other and be like, Amanda, I don't think this guy exists, so maybe you should lower your standards down a bit. But then along came Mark, the extremely tall, handsome, ex-college basketball player and high school basketball coach who loves Jesus with his whole heart. So to God, thank you for sending my sis a partner in crime. And to Mark, thank you for making my best friend's dreams come true. Your fun spirit and strong faith are what Amanda has been praying for her whole life. Since the day she met you, she has smiled brighter, laughed harder than ever before, and this is genuinely the happiest that I have ever seen her. And I cannot wait to watch your happiness grow in your marriage together. I'd like to end with a piece of advice that I received on my wedding day. Marriage is about becoming a team. You're going to spend the rest of your life learning about each other, and every now and then, things are going to blow up. But the beauty of marriage is that if you keep God